let's take it real soon. You know we got what you need, baby, so take it, move along. I said we got what you need, honey, come and groove along. Come on. Rolling on the highway, ease up. Wow! Come on, and groove along. Come on. Said babe, I said babe, oh honey, come and groove along. You gotta feel it, yeah, you gotta move along. Gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it, feel it, feel it, feel. You gotta feel it on the roadway. You gotta move along. Wow, baby, gotta move along. I said, baby, you gotta move along. I said, honey, take it real slow. I said, honey, just take it real slow. No, no. Whoa. You gotta groove on. You gotta groove on.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here in the building. Thank you for being out there. Watching on YouTube, we are so glad to have you with us this morning. And if you are watching out there in video land, you can download a bulletin by going to jubileecircle.com, and you'll find a link right there on the front page to download a bulletin. And if you're here, bulletins are over there on the table. So
That's right, on the
please
blue table.
avail yourself to all of that. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Little faster. Look around. What do you see? Hatred, violence, and treachery. Our eyes fill with tears, gripped by our fears. But look beyond the fear and see the beauty here. Invite love to lift the veil, set our souls aside.
wrote that great song?
Gee, that would be me. I wrote that.
Oh, hey, Rick, Dad, Candace.
Yeah, we actually did a good version. That song is actually based on A Course in Miracles. That is one of the lines from A Course in Miracles. I am willing to see this differently, and that's one of the things that we try to teach around here is how to get a new perspective, and because that's what a miracle is, according to A Course in Miracles. It's just being able to see the world in that new way, that real way. And today we are continuing our VIA Negativa theme of the Tao of Darkness. In the Tao Te Ching, darkness represents the indiscernibility of life. And when we bring curiosity and awareness to the perceived mysteries of our lives, we can begin to see how the holy is always moving in, through, and around us to help us remember to discover again that inner light, that inner peace and joy that we all are. So that's what we're doing all this quarter. So whenever we plan a trip, imagine you're planning a trip. You're going to look at the routes that you want to take, how you want to get there. What's the fastest? What's the easiest? Usually we're looking for the shortest one to get us there the quickest. We lay out our plans, we map out our schedules, we set off in the direction of our goal, and then something unexpected happens. Traffic accident stops us. Detours take us away from our planned destination for a while, and we end up sort of focusing on the scenic route. There are myriad interruptions that we face on our journeys for any given destination. And if this happens in the physical world, it happens in the spiritual world maybe doubly so. Delays, dead ends, detours, they're all the things that we encounter on our spiritual journey. And we may feel like we're humming along. Woo, I'm making progress. I'm getting all spiritual. I'm growing in my awareness and my knowledge and my joy. And then, we come to a stop. Or we feel like we're even backing up. Oh, I was making, it's one step forward and two steps back. Oh, no. So what's happening here? Things were going so well. And then delays, detours, dead ends. Whether we're on the road out here in a car or the road within, whenever we feel stuck, whenever we feel like things have stopped, we have choices. We can turn around, we can go home. We can check the map, sort out a different path. We can make a different choice that may or may not get us to our destination faster. But the whole idea of making choices, of choosing again, is that eventually we arrive at a sense of peace, knowing that we're not in control, being controlled by some sinister force. Instead, jubilants, we are always co-creating with this universe. And in truth, we are never really stuck. We're always just at constant choice points along our journey. And this is when we got to breathe deeply, listen closely, choose again, until we make that choice that makes us say, oh yeah. Please rise as you're able. And we begin every celebration here at Jubilee Circle in the same fashion. We remember the four elements: the fire, the earth, the water, and the air. And we burn sage as a reminder that this is a safe and a sacred time. And it is time to set your intention within for peace and joy and love. And set that intention for the world around you to be in peace and in joy and in love. And we orient ourselves in this sacred time and space by calling the four directions. So I invite you to turn and face the east. We thank you, Holy One, for the peace of the sun as it rises every morning. Though the sun may rise over parts of the world where the humans are in armed conflict with one another, or simply in conflict about what to wear this morning, we thank you for the peace that the sun is always offering. It hangs serenely in the sky, just spreading its warmth, whether we're at war or whether we are at peace. May our presence in this world, Holy One, be as peaceful and as warm as the presence of the sun. Quarter turn to the right, we face the south. We give thanks, Holy One, for the serene peace of the south, with its passionate fire and warm breath. May we be like the South, Holy One, burning with a passionate desire to bring peace, warmth, and compassion to this warring and bloodthirsty world. Give us the warm peace of the South, Holy One, so our passion for peace may be spread to everyone we meet. Quarter turn to the right, we'll face the west. We give thanks, Holy One, for the peace of the West that urges us to let go of the things we can't control, like the setting of the sun, the rising of the stars. Help us to be like the West, Holy One, and receive our changing world, our changing thoughts and actions and ideas with grace. Help us to let go of anything, any thought, belief, or action that doesn't bring peace to our world or the world around us. A quarter turn to the right, we face the north. We give thanks, Holy One, for the wisdom of the north. Though its frozen breath seems to chill us to the bone, help us to realize that we desperately need that deep freeze, not just for the spring growth that it brings, but for the spiritual growth that we can only encounter on that frozen spiritual tundra when our world seems barren and cold. Let us embrace those times of conflict and chill, Holy One, so we can emerge as more peaceful and warm people. And as we turn back toward the center and you look around the room, you'll find a bunch of people who have yet to find that power of peace within, others who are working on it, and we all struggle to choose the voice of wisdom. We have two voices inside. One is the shouting ego, one is the quiet wisdom. And sometimes we have trouble hearing that still small voice, but in this place and time, Jubilants, I invite you to listen closely to that peaceful voice, because when we follow that innate and holy wisdom, we become a divine authority that can make the entire world say, "Oh yeah!" Let's get some sage.
Good
Jenna,
morning,
it's great to see
good
you,
morning.
darling. Have some sage. All right. Oh, I'm coming.
Give me the
Bob needs some sage. Lee, there's for you.
good morning.
Here, you just want to sit with that, Bob? You just right. Oh, remain standing. We're going to sing a fun song for our opening song, a little Change Your Mind from Sister Hazel. And as we sing, I invite you to greet one another and dance and
hello,
whatever
welcome.
feels good out there. All right. Oh yes, and for folks, we do have some folks visiting. So for those folks visiting,
Yes.
the two gray doors in the back hall over there, that is your bathroom. That's
Yes.
important stuff to know right there. There's no signs on the door. We don't care which one you use. Just wash your hands. That's all we say. All right, here we go. One, capo two. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. Say hi to each other. Give up the state of mind you're in. If you wanna be somebody else, if you're tired of fighting battles within yourself, if you wanna be somebody else, just change your mind. Change your mind. Have you ever danced in the rain or thanked the sun just for shining over the sea? Oh no, take it all in the world to show, yeah, you look much better, you look much better. Yeah, yeah, bet you haven't heard what I said, yeah, yeah, you've had enough of all your trying. Just give up the state of mind you're in. If you wanna be somebody else, if you're tired of fighting battles, baby, with yourself, if you wanna be somebody else, just change your mind. amazing band here. Wonderful. Jubilee's amazing band. Thank you so much again for
CC and the Recalcitrants.
being here.
Yeah.
Huh?
That's our band. CC
Oh,
and the
yes. We are CC and the Recalcitrants. For those who are new, you'll hear the word recalcitrant in a minute, which is why we say recalcitrant. And my initials are CC, but this is also CC, our dog. It could. Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So CC is our mascot here. This is Trish's pup. Did you break a string? Oh my God! Let us all have a moment of silence.
Go to high G.
It's always hard.
High G. Oh wow.
I hate it when you have bad hygiene.
No. High G.
High G. Oh.
There's always ones to break.
Sorry. Sorry.
The
But
high
CC,
G.
so we have CC and I'm CC, so it's CC and the Recalcitrants. It's either me or her. We prefer to say it's her. So.
And we have a guitar player named CC.
And we
but she's not here.
we have an eighth wheel
Yes.
who comes to practice, and she's CC. So we're just all CCs. Everybody's a CC here.
Yeah.
All right. So again, thanks for being here. We are an inclusive, progressive interfaith community here in Columbia, South Carolina, broadcasting around the world. We teach the timeless common wisdom of love and unity that you find in all mainstream religions, in metaphysical philosophies, in mysticism, and inspired secular and religious leaders and teachers throughout the ages. And we use popular music, teachings, weekly celebrations, educational and artistic events, other community building activities, workshops, and stuff, because we're trying to create a space for everyone to experience transformation from within, so then they can go and be the transformation in the world. And we believe we're all here to expand our souls, to find a deeper meaning in life, to renew our commitment to love and to peace and to justice, to learn how to love wastefully, undergo a transformation from the inside out, to remember how to live into our higher divine self. And we also recognize we're a part of God's good creation. We are formed in stardust, but we are also formed in love and joy. But we humans, we forget this. We pop out of mama and we look around and we see that everything looks separate, and then the judging starts. We look around, the grievances begin. We go, oh, they're good, they're bad. Oh, they're ugly, they're beautiful, they're generous, they're stingy, they're loving, and they're just so recalcitrant. That is our word here. Of course, we have others.
Yeah, intransigent.
Intransigent, obstreperous. Obstreperous is my favorite. We're a veritable thesaurus of recalcitrants around here. But let us remember our true function here, Jubilants. It is to remember the home that we have never left, to remember that home of love and peace and joy that we are always beckoned to return to in every moment, so the whole world gets to say, oh yeah. And for our newbies, we don't say amen, we say, oh yeah.
Welcome.
But thank you. We're so glad to have you
We're
here.
happy to see our newbies.
All right.
Yeah.
And so just a few announcements. Coming up next Sunday, that dude over there behind the computer is going to be speaking. That's Lee McEachern, our president of our board, and he's going to bring the message next week. It's called the Tao of Three. You got to come and see what that's all about. 3, it's the magic number, according to Nicholas Tesla, but also, why am I losing it? The rock thing we grew up with. I'm just a Bill. Schoolhouse Rock. Oh, yeah. 3, it's the magic number.
Yeah, I love those.
Six times.
There's always the troika of the Son, Father, and Holy Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah, the whole-
that
yeah.
Trinity thing.
Well, some of it,
If you're into that, right. If that's. In spite of that, the 3 still works. Yes, okay, so Lee will be here. And then October 30th, Sunday, October 30th, I'll be preaching on the Tao of Fear, just in time for Halloween. It's going to be fun. Yes, and And before that, though, yes, on Friday, October 28th, we've got a Halloween party. We're going to have some live music and some recorded music and lots of costumes, and bring some snacks and some beverages. Let's just all pitch in on stuff to eat and enjoy, and just have a good time. Live music, dancing, dress up, come as you aren't. Be somebody else that night. If you want to be somebody else,
Change your mind.
If you want to be somebody else, change your mind and your clothes. So there you go. Come in costume. Friday night, November 4th, Lang Owen is going to be here. He's going to present Mother's Day music in
Lang.
November. And the singer and songwriter is going to be joined by poet Al Black and musicians Todd Mathis and Moses Andrew. That one does have a $10 admission at the door, and we're going to be providing snacks and beverages for a donation. That's going to be fun. Movie night is Friday, November 18th. We're going to watch The Shift. We're backing up and watching all of the old metaphysical movies. So we did What the Bleep last month. So we'll do The Shift this month with Wayne Dyer. If you haven't seen this movie, it's really good, especially if you're really sort of coming into this metaphysical idea. Wayne Dyer was like, he was my gateway guru, like into this metaphysical stuff. So he's really good. And if you're really sort of getting your feet wet in these ideas, The Shift is a really good it's a good introduction kind of movie. It's really good. And I'm really excited for the next two events that are coming up. On December 16th, we got Danielle Howell to agree to come and do a concert. So we're very excited about Danielle.
CC now.
There's CC now. That'll be Friday, December 16th, so mark your calendars. Tickets are going to be about $22 a piece. And we're also looking for sponsors if anybody wants to sponsor
if you have a business.
Yes, if anyone wants to sponsor the Danielle Howell concert, please drop me an email. I would love to hear from you.
Your name will be on bulletins, T-shirts, trip to
Absolutely, yes. We will promote the heck out of you. And then I'm so excited about Friday, January 6th, 2023. That will be Jubilee Circle's 13th birthday party drag show.
Happy birthday.
So we're going to have a wonderful drag show that we're planning for our lucky 13 birthday party. So 13 years, y'all.
Wow.
Who'd have thunk? And we survived COVID. Now, I don't know if we're going to survive this year because giving has dropped like a stone. So, if you haven't given in a while, please do. Because we are.
Your donation helps.
Yeah. So we're. You can donate on the website, jubileecircle.com. It's right there. Big old donate button. Woo! Yeah. So if you want to see us continue, if you want to make it past 13, that would just be lovely. So we would love that. Oh, Camille gets paid tomorrow, so for anybody getting paid tomorrow, it's a good day. All right. Anything else? Did I miss anything announcement-wise? Anything else we need to know about? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What
Yesterday we
happened
were at Pride yesterday. And we met a lot of good folks. We met Jenna back there, and I'm so glad that she's here with us. And so we.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, it's cool.
Okay.
You can do what. There's
Thank
a
you for
couch you can lay
traveling.
down if you.
Beanbag chairs.
Right, we've got all sorts of ways to accommodate you. Yes, standing is fine. It's going to be standing room only in here at some point. So. You're just starting
Practicing.
it. You're just starting the standing room
That's
only.
what I do at Costco.
There you go. See, we're just already starting standing room only. Absolutely. So, anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yesterday. So thanks to everybody who came out and helped us. Helped me with the list. It was Lee, Michael came, Beth was out there with us, Allison, Julie, Jess. Did we forget anybody?
Beth and Candace.
Yeah, that was us. Yeah, we
Yeah.
were out there. We were out there all day. So thank you. We had a good, we gave away stuff and we talked to people and I think it was a successful day. Would you say? Okay, yeah, we had a good time. So we hadn't been out at Pride in a long time. So it was nice to get back out there and see the people I haven't seen. Golly, people walk by and you're like, I haven't seen you in 10 years. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So it was Old Home Week and it was very good. So. No, I didn't see Patty, and usually that's whenever I go to Pride, I always have to get an annual picture with Patio Furniture, and I didn't see her yesterday. She might have been in Charleston.
Back there.
Do what? Oh yes, thank you.
We'll thank Beth.
Oh, thanks y'all.
Just interchanneling through
One of the
Beth.
things we did at the booth right behind Jenna is our gratitude
Jenna.
graffiti board. If you have something in our last building, we actually had a whole wall that we did gratitude graffiti on, and people just wrote on the wall. We had a lot of kids back then, and the kids loved it. They're like, "What? You want us to write on the wall? Okay." And so they wrote all over the wall. We haven't started that here, but we could. But So in the meantime, we do have a board there that if you have something that you're grateful for, because if the only prayer you ever say your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. And so when we're in gratitude, we are not in grievance. So write your what you're thankful for on the board up there before you go today. All right.
Right.
Hear these wise and holy words.
From the Jesus story, Matthew 6:33. Strive first for the realm of God and God's righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. From A Course in Miracles, chapter 15. Everything in this world is little because it is a world made out of littleness, in the strange belief that littleness can content you. When you strive for anything in this world in the belief that it will bring you peace, you are belittling yourself and blinding yourself to glory. Littleness and glory are the choices open to your striving and your vigilance. You will always choose one at the expense of the other. Yet, what you do not realize each time you choose is that your choice is your evaluation of yourself. Choose littleness, and you will not have peace, for you will have judged yourself unworthy of it. And whatever you offer as a substitute is much too poor a gift to satisfy you. It is essential that you accept the fact, and accept it gladly, that there is no form of littleness that can ever content you. You are free to try as many as you wish, but all you will be doing is to delay your homecoming, for you will be content only in magnitude, which is your home. From the Buddhist teacher Tara Brach. Being aware of our intention changes the quality of our relationships with ourselves, with others, with our world, and our regrets come from the parts of our life where we are caught in intentions that caused suffering, and that we weren't conscious of our deepest intentions. We didn't live aligned. Intention is the seed that determines our behaviors and creates our experience. The power of intention is that you can set it in the present. You can align your life right here and now, planting the seeds for the future. As the Zen masters say, the most important thing is remembering the most important thing. What is our life dedicated to?
Oops, sorry.
Testing 1, 2. These are wise and holy words. Thanks be to the holy.
Holy.
All creation is holy word. All creation
Creation
speaks volumes of the holy. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
All right. Our song this morning
Hallelujah.
is for Pride Weekend. This is from the Atlanta-based duo, the Indigo Girls. No, they're from Atlanta. I grew up there. I saw them in the Little 5 Points pub before they were famous. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This song is called. I saw them way back when. Yes. This song is called "Make It Easier," and it comes from their 1987 independent release before they got their big contract called "Strange Fire." And Bruce is going to start us off here.
This is one of the more challenging.
Yes, playing the role of Emily. I'm in search of greener pastures. Don't like my garden's what I said. Although I'm working harder than last year, I'm still deep in the red. I am rowing as hard as I can, and they're sending me up the stream. I'm always one more step away from the American dream. I got a chip on my shoulder about the size of a mental block, and I got someone on the telephone trying to sell me a future in stock. Maybe I work too hard to be happy, and I should practice letting go, but it's hard not to rock the boat when you're sailing against undertow. I want to slide into the black and wear the black mask. Might not get what I like, but it doesn't hurt to ask. If I want to sail, I need my life to be breezier. I said, please, God, or someone, make it easier. Something like that. Yeah. Speaking of Atlanta and all that, I grew up in what was then a small town about 35 miles outside of Atlanta. To me, back when I was a kid, you know, Atlanta was this ginormous, intimidating, really intimidating place.
Wow.
And I recall at the tender age of 16, you know, the license wasn't even dry yet, basically. I drove to this show at the Fox Theater. And I recall being petrified, first by the interstate, oh my God,
Yeah.
which is always like a raceway in Atlanta. And then the traffic downtown. Going in for a concert, it was like a big concert, and so it was nerve-wracking. In my 20s, I moved to the big city, and I quickly learned that I didn't know my way around. And one of the things that Atlantans will tell you is that you need to know 6 different ways to get anywhere, because one or five of them are going to be blocked at any given moment. So you need to know all the back roads. You need to know everything. But this was the 90s, and I didn't have a GPS. I had paper maps. I didn't even have MapQuest to print stuff out. I mean, this was the Stone Age, people. How did we get anywhere? And I had no idea how to get around the city. And that all changed one night when a friend of mine and I were out driving around, and I told her about how lost I felt in the city. She was driving me around. She wasn't from there either, so she learned herself how to get around. And so she shared with me her secret about navigating Atlanta. She said, the Tower. And I said, you mean the lesbian bar? There's a bar called the Tower. And she said, yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. And so I'm confused. See, the Tower, it was one of our favorite haunts because it was a place that back then attracted a bunch of older butch women. It's where I would feel really comfortable right now. But then I was 20, 21. And my friend liked to go to the Tower because she could hustle them at pool and give them some eye candy while she was at it. So we go to the bar. We go to the Tower a lot. But the bar itself sat in the parking lot with a huge radio tower that was topped with a flashing light, which is why they called themselves the Tower, because they were right by the tower. Then you could see that tower from just about any vantage point as you drove around Atlanta. And she said, you know where you are when we go to the Tower, right? You understand how to get there. You can get there on your own. And I said, yeah, I got that. She said, okay, so whenever you feel lost, look for the Tower. You'll know where you are. And she was right. It was priceless advice. When I spotted the Tower, I could get around Atlanta. I could do anything in Atlanta because I knew where the Tower was. It could orient me. So the advice I have for you this morning is if you are feeling a bit lost, a bit stuck in your spiritual journey, navigate by the Tower. In this instance, the Tower is your magnitude. It is your higher divine self. And it is always blinking that bright red light of love. And it is always attempting to guide you away from this world of littleness and the futile egoic game of seek but do not find. The thing is, though, the Tower by the lesbian bar in Atlanta is not the only tower in the city. Atlanta's big. It's got a lot of towers. There were plenty of other red blinking lights in the sky. So the skill about navigating by the Tower, then, is the ability to pick the right one to orient yourself to. And this took a bit of practice on my part. Sometimes I'd end up in the completely wrong place and go, well, maybe that wasn't the right tower. Let's look again. I remember one night, my friend and I were together, and we were trying to get back to her apartment after a night of bar hopping. I'm going to let you make assumptions about that. And she assured me on that trip that she would be my navigator, because I'm like, I don't know, I'm not sure where we are. And she's like, I got you, I'll tell you where to go. We got in the car. Within 3 seconds of getting in the car, she passed out.
Whoa.
Okay, we're just going to sleep here because I don't know where I'm going. So I started off, Tower, there's the Tower. So I started off. I got lost. I picked the wrong tower. What I found that night, though, was the church near Piedmont Park that my father pastored when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
I knew immediately where I was and how to get where I needed to be. Which means, even in a world of false towers, there are still guideposts for us if we're willing to be open to them, if we're willing to see them. So how do we know then that we're following the wrong tower? Well, we feel stuck. We feel lost. We feel panicked. That's what I was. I'm sitting there, hey, wake up. Help me. She's gone. We try everything we can think of to get back on track. Nothing seems to work. We beg for someone, just make life a little easier some way, anyway, get me unstuck. And this is exactly where the ego likes us to be, wandering around helplessly. So when it offers up its options, we're going to be so grateful for some sort of direction, we just leap on it. And then we find sometime later, we've made a big circle. We're right back where we started. It's how the ego keeps us stuck in our littleness. It offers us a world filled with littleness. We don't even know our magnitude exists. We followed so many false towers, we don't even know what the real one looks like, even if we're staring straight at it. All we know is we can never find the sense of peace that we're pursuing. And we may feel it for a moment. We may get that moment of like, oh, there it is, and then stuck again. Jubilants, there's good news. We have a choice. We can keep choosing littleness. Course says we can do it a million ways. Or we can choose our glory. We can choose the magnitude of our higher divine self. Only our magnitude will be able to make life easier. Only by following the direction of the true tower will we arrive at that place of peace. So how do we navigate? According to our magnitude. Jesus said it. We intentionally seek God's realm first. And everything else will fall into place. Bless you.
Bless you.
Everything else will fall into place. Breathe deeply.
Her sneeze.
I went to Sunday school last Sunday, swallowed the bait, and I got the hook. When I needed something someday, I would read the good book. Tell me, what does it take to get ahead? Sometimes I know I'll sell my soul. Looks like everybody else is flying, and I'm crawling in the hole. Well, maybe if I open my own business, maybe if I buy the lottery ticket, someone tell me what is the secret to getting out of the thicket. Give me more than just a sample. I need a whole lot of glory. My life become an example of the American success story. I want to slide into the black where the black lies. I not get what I like, but it doesn't hurt to ask. If I want to sail, I need my life to be breezier. I said, please, God, oh, someone make it easier. Now, sometimes in our effort to get unstuck from our littleness, we spot the right tower to guide us. There it is. And then the ego goes, no, that can't be it. That's wrong. For instance, there was a time, way back when I was coming out of conservative Christianity into like progressive Christianity, and then never mind Christianity, and going into the more of the metaphysical. There was a time when today's passage from Jesus, I was convinced that it was a false tower. That's because I was seeing it through the lens of the ego, which specializes in littleness instead of the lens of true magnitude. Now, though I realized it was the only tower, now I know. This is the only tower to navigate by because it marks the exact spot where my magnitude lies. Just a reminder, strive first for the realm of God and God's righteousness, and all of these things will be given unto you. That's what it says, Matthew 6:33. And now my ego convinced me that this was a purely transactional instruction from Jesus. If you do this, I'll do that. If you seek God's realm and righteousness, you get the goodies. You win. You're a winner. Everybody, you get a car and you get a car.
Yeah, baby.
Right. If you seek God's realm and righteousness, you get all that. You get wealth, you get fame, you get fortune, everything your little heart desires. If you seek God first, yeah, huh? It's the prosperity gospel. It really is.
Down the street.
So, you know, yeah, right. They're down there.
The one with the
So I
police
tried that.
escort.
I tried it. I wasn't sure, you know, what it meant to seek God's realm and righteousness, but I did everything the ego told me to do. I prayed. I went to church, Sunday school. I tithed. I volunteered, said all the words of the creeds, believed in heaven and hell, and that some people were outside of God's grace. I was really good at it. I was good at being the good little follower. And despite all of that, I looked around and went, well, where's all the things? I'm doing it. Where's all the things?
Yeah.
It is essential. Our reading from A Course in Miracles says this morning, it is essential that you accept the fact, and accept it gladly, that there is no form of littleness that can ever content you. You are free to try as many as you wish. You are allergic to this message. You are free to try as many as you wish, but all you will be doing is delaying your homecoming. Y'all, I wasted a lot of time following that false tower. It was nothing but littleness. That's where it took me. And my first clue was to realize, I got a clue. This is where I went, oh. I realized my ego's reading of this passage had completely stripped it of its actual context. Because I had just pulled that little line out. You know, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added unto you. So I went back and read the whole passage. This is, you know this passage. You hear it all the time. This is the one where Jesus talks about the lilies of the field and how they are clothed in ways that would make Solomon look like a slob, and they didn't do anything to earn their glory. He talks about not worrying about what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, what you're going to eat. He talks about not striving for anything, and here's the key, in this bodily world of form, but to strive for God's realm, which isn't about anything out here. So here are these are the things. These are the things that God promises when you, these are the things that are going to be added unto you when you seek first and follow the true tower. When you strive for inner peace, you reach outer peace. When you strive for inner joy, you receive outer joy. When you strive for inner love, you will find yourself physically surrounded by love. Jesus doesn't promise any of us an easy life out here. But he promises us an easy life in here, if we're willing to strive for it. If we're willing to trade all of the ego's littleness out here for God's magnitude in here. And so how do we do that? Reasonable question. Buddhist teacher Tara Brach reminds us of the Zen master's admonition that the most important thing to remember is the most important thing. Or the Jubilee slogan is, keep the main thing the main thing. And that invites us to meditate on what is our main thing. What are your true intention? What's your true intention in this life? What is it that you are striving for? Are you striving for littleness, for things of this world, its definition of success or wealth or recognition? Or are you striving for your magnitude, that inner love and joy and peace that is never shaken, that is never diminished by anything in the world that happens around us? What is your life dedicated to, jubilants? Which tower are you following? If you're feeling stuck right now, I'm going to bet that you're following the ego's tower, the one that says seek but do not find. If that's where you are, I invite you, scan the horizon again, but don't look out here, look within. Seek that inner tower of God, the blinking light of love that leads us home to our magnitude. This is what it means to seek first God's realm and God's righteousness, to seek only that love and joy and peace that is within us. and it clothes us in glory that Solomon himself would envy. As Brock reminds us, alignment is the key to living into our intention of seeking first that inner realm of God's love and joy and peace. How aligned are you with your magnitude in any given part of your day? When a challenge or a frustration arises, how easily are you knocked back into the ego's world of littleness? You can spot the transition because you'll be in that place where it's more important for you to be right than it is to understand. You'll know you're back in littleness when you're having a grievance with someone, or when you're judging someone else, or when you're judging yourself, or when you're posting all that on Facebook. Yeah. That never happens. You'll know you're in your littleness if you are stewing on past slights or seemingly lost opportunities or telling yourself the future will be better. Jubilants, there is nothing better than right now. The moment is the opportunity to choose again, to align yourself with God's will. Now remember, will is intention and God is love. So when we say God's will, we're just saying that every moment is a chance to choose again, to align our will with ultimate love. This jubilance is an invitation to do the deep dive into your higher divine self, to dig down deep to find out what is your truest intention. Is it to be more loving or to be righter and more successful than people around you? Is it to experience a deep, unshakable inner peace, or is it to have the world's approval? This is the time to notice which tower you've been navigating your life by up until this point. Has it taken you in circles? Are you feeling lost or stuck? A course in lesson 190 of the workbook gives us a handy phrase to say whenever we realize that we are following a false tower. When we realize we're stuck and we're circling, we're spinning our wheels, this is what I invite you to say. Peace to such foolishness. Let's say it together. Peace to such foolishness. The next line is really helpful too. The time has come to laugh at such insane ideas. The time has come to laugh at such insane ideas. Laughing is the last thing that we think about when we realize we've been following the false tower of littleness. Our ego convinces us to beat ourselves up for it, to berate ourselves for being so stupid, for falling for its tricks in the first place. And that too is a trick of the ego, to belittle ourselves even further for falling for its sleight of hand. The last thing, though, our ego ever wants to be is laughed at, which is why we must do it as often as possible. Ridiculous. Ridiculoso. Right. Peace to such foolishness. That's what you say, and then you laugh in the face of the ego's littleness and the tricks it has played on you. Lesson 190 also reminds us that choosing your magnitude, you can choose it intentionally by seeking God's realm of love and joy and peace first and foremost. And it is a joyful celebration to do such, it says. The world you see does nothing. It has no effects at all. It merely represents your thoughts, and it will change entirely if you elect to change your mind and choose the joy of God as what you really want. Yourself is radiant in this holy joy, unchanged, unchanging, and unchangeable forever and ever. Jubilance, seeking God's realm first simply means constantly being aware of your intention to always choose the joy of God, and no matter what circumstance or situation you find yourself. If you are not at peace, if you are feeling stuck right now, all it means is you have chosen wrongly in this moment. But there's no shame. There's no guilt. There's no despair to experience. You don't have to repent or beat yourself up about it. All you got to do is breathe deeply and choose again. And keep choosing until that peace that passes all understanding washes over you and clothes you in your magnitude just like the lilies of the field. Seek first God's realm, jubilants. Seek it in here. It's not out there. Seek the realm in here. That peace, that love, that joy. Seek it in here. And yes, it shall be added unto you out here. Because that's all you'll see. Peace, and love, and joy. This is how you keep the main thing the main thing. And it's the only way to make your life easier. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
1, 2. I want to slide into the black and wear the black mask. Might not get what I like, but it doesn't hurt to ask. If I want to sail, I need my life to be breezier. I said, please, God, or someone make it easier. I want to slide into the black and wear the black mask. Might not get what I like, but it doesn't hurt to ask. If I want to sail, I need my life to be breezier. I said, please, God, or someone make it easier. Make it easier. Make it easier. Something like that. With our
Yeah.
apologies to the Indigo
We
Girls.
make it
They didn't make the song any easier.
They didn't make that song
they
easy.
made
I
the
mean,
song
really, it is not an easy song. Emily Bruce up there. And the rest of the band. So that's Michael Reisman over there on the piano and violin and everything else. Bruce Clark, you know about him, our lead guitar player.
I wept.
Beth Dehart on drums. Keith Edwards Sr. over there on the bass. Trisha Fopp on the 12-string or the 11-string right now, and backup
Don't
vocals.
forget me.
And Cece.
Leslie.
Oh, and Leslie. Oh, I didn't make it all the way around. And that lady.
All right, that lady.
And
who just
Leslie
shakes
Gilroy
the shaky thing. Okay.
singing with us. All right. We got a great
Only
band.
kid
We got a
ego
wonderful
doesn't
band.
care.
All right. I tell you, I mean, songs are good songs are the universal ones, right? So you hear a song and it's like, oh my God, yes, make it easier. I know, because whenever I give these kind of sermons and people go, that's lovely, Pastor, but you don't know my life. You don't know what's going on in my life. Just look within and everything, right? Yeah, I wish it was that easy. It is. It was G.K. Chesterton who said, Christianity has not been tried and found wanting. Christianity has been found difficult and left untried. Same with your spiritual path. You haven't tried your spiritual growth and found it wanting. You found it difficult. And so you're like, oh, I can't do this. Make it easier. The higher enlightenment is through pain. That was Carl Jung, yes. Right. So we have all this wisdom, but still, it's up to you to do the work. It really is. You can come here and listen every Sunday or, listen to anybody talk the same kind of stuff. But until you do it, that's when it changed for me. When I stopped hearing it, and I'm like, well, that's nice. But you don't know my life. Eckhart Tolle, Wayne Dyer, you don't know my life. Yeah, they did. And I do, yeah, because I don't do it perfectly all the time. I'm not standing here telling you I've reached enlightenment. I still got my own ego playing tricks on me, sure. But if you want to make it easier, do the work. Do the work. That's the only way it gets easier. Because I will tell you, life has gotten way easier than it was 10, 15, heck, 6 months ago. Because I've been doing my work. Do your work. And if you need help, call me. Hey, that's I'm a pastor. I'm here. I am here to help. I am here to help you make it easier. Because the deeper within you go, the more you seek and strive first for that realm of God within, it gets easier. It gets easier. in this moment as we meditate? What tower have you been following? If you're feeling stuck, this is the time. Follow the real tower. You'll know it because it will fill you with peace. Hello, testing 1, 2, there it is. One of the things about being in the physical world is that you need physical resources, so here we are. And so if you find this community to be one that you value, we hope that you will value us in the ways that count here in this physical world, and to keep the building, to keep everything running, the lights on, and everybody who needs to be paid being paid. We do need your support, and we are grateful. We are grateful for all the support, especially in the past few years that folks have shown to us, because we did break even those 2 years of COVID. And so we are striving again to do that and more this year. And we are going to sort of shift our focus and use this building a lot more as a concert venue, as a performance venue, because we have this beautiful building, and we have it because of your support. And so we're going to use the assets that we have to try to bring in a little more support for Jubilee Circle. And so you'll be seeing that in the coming weeks and months as we talk more and more about this building. Danielle Howell is part of that to come and sort of kick off our way of moving this building forward, and maybe putting the building a little bit forward more than Jubilee Circle. So Jubilee Circle benefits from the space that we have, from this beautiful space. And there's nothing wrong with using our assets to keep our doors open and the lights on. And so that's what we're going to be doing, because this is a great place. Everybody who walks into this place goes, wow, what a beautiful place. And for those of you who did not see it before it was beautiful, this was a bar. It was called The Cave, and it was
Scary.
Trisha's family owns this complex, and they put in these lights. These bricks were not here. It was dark in here. Yeah, so these bricks over here were not here. So it was very dark. Over there was a big raised dance floor. So we took the dance floor out and put in the offices back there. The bathrooms you did not want to see or smell. The countertop that's back there was the bar, and it was very tall. It was out about 4 feet, and it came up to about here on me, so it was like useless as an actual bar. So we cut it in half and shoved it back there and made cabinets. And so we say at Jubilee Circle, we are always lowering the bar. So Lee did that. Lee did all the bar lowering over there. Oh no, Beth is responsible for this entire place, because this is why it looks so beautiful, because this was her vision with all the wainscoting and stuff, and the I mean, this, and the flooring, and, I mean, the floor, underneath this floor is a black and red checkerboard tile. It's ugly, it's awful, it's terrible. And so, every time anybody walks in here, they're like, this is so beautiful, and it's warm, and it sounds great. The acoustics are good, so we're gonna use this building in a way that we're gonna put this building's glory first. We're gonna step into this building's magnitude and make it an amazing place. People always go, I don't want to go down 2 notch. Well, you will when you want to come here. They're going to be like, okay. So we always said we're going to be a bright spot on 2 notch, and so we will be. And we'll do that by using what we have. And it's exciting. It's a great time, and it will build Jubilee just by people walking in. Because everybody loves this building when they walk into it. What was your first impression, y'all? This is the first time here. Did you see? It was a beautiful building. Yeah, so. See? No one has walked in here and gone, ugh. And this, I have to mention the wall. This is a painting effect, right? That is not really a brick wall. It's a cinder block wall, right? And so Beth, that is one of Beth's visual tricks, is to Jim Mounts. He was on, we have pictures, he was on his back doing tape. So yes, I'm going to pass the basket around. Everyone can do what they need to do there. But yes, but thank you. Thank you to everyone who has supported us, everyone who has made it all to our almost 13th birthday. So we are happy to have been jubilating that long. It's a verb now. And whenever we drink, it's jubal libations, right? So
Yeah.
I can do this all day. So
Please don't.
for you on YouTube, you get some relief. So we're going to say goodbye to our folks on YouTube. You can also give online, of course, jubileecircle.com, Venmo, PayPal. We've got it all, or a check to P.O. Box 4611, Columbia, South Carolina 29240. You can. Or you can also set up recurring payments. You can subscribe to Jubilee. Woo! All right. They're poor. They're the band. You know? Musicians ain't got no money. You know that. That's right. All right. So, as you go, those of you who are on YouTube, please remember the words of Meister Eckhart. If the only prayer you ever say your entire life is thank you, it will be enough. Because when we are in gratitude, we have no grievances, we have no fear, and we feel no separation. So go in gratitude this week and say thank you. And say, oh yeah!